Hello, 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 everybody. And first of all, holy heck, thank you so much for that anonymous donation of $40 to get us started. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Welcome on in, everybody, to Turf Wars 21, a charity series benefiting Stonewall Community Foundation for Trans Awareness Week and the Trans Day of Remembrance. Um, I am amazed at this community so far because we've not even touched dice yet, and we've already raised $690 for Stonewall Community Foundation. Let's freaking go! Holy heck, y'all. We had already set an initial goal of $500. Y'all crushed that last night when I was just stream prepping for this 8-day series. And you made me cry, and that's fine. It's okay. I totally understand it. And then here we are with our very first game of the series. I'm joined by some incredible content creators and players here today that will tell you a little bit about themselves in just one moment. But first of all, everybody who is stopping in for the first time, everybody who's coming in to say hello and join us on this wonderful journey, thank you all so much. Being able to do charitable projects like this and combine a love of like a love of charity and nonprofit and fundraising for the community alongside inclusion in tabletop RPGs brings me so much joy. And I'm so glad that I get to work with so many incredible, wonderful people alongside us in doing this. Um, the wonderful folks at Stonewall Community Foundation have put together this fundraising project for Trans Awareness Week. They 60% of the grants that they put together actually actively serve the trans community among the LGBTQIA2 plus folks, specifically trans youth. And this last year alone, over 100 pieces of anti trans legislation have been brought before state and local government. And they are doing everything that they can to both help our communities as well as help actual advocacy groups who are fighting back against these incredibly harmful laws and mandates. And I want to give a huge thank you to all of the wonderful folks at Stonewall for everything that they do and for actively working with us. They actively reached out as soon as they heard that we were putting together games featuring over 20 trans, non binary, and gender diverse content creators. They were completely ecstatic and so incredibly grateful and ready to do whatever they can. So we thank y'all so much. And we couldn't do this without all of you, the viewers, and the followers, and the supporters, and everybody. So just as much as you are here showing your support, please, I'm going to once again drop that lovely little cast command there. Please go find all of these wonderful folks who are about to tell you all about themselves and give them as much support as you possibly can as well. So we're going to go ahead and have our wonderful players introduce themselves today before we jump into the game. And as I'm looking at the overlay, we're going to start with to my left here, Project Ruby. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where we can find you, and your everyday identity for your character.
Sounds good. Hi, everybody. I'm Ruby. I also go by Project Ruby, pronouns they, them. I'm just a variety queer streamer. I play retro, old games, a little bit of everything, indies, AAA, a little bit of everything. Today I'm going to be playing Iris Fairnight, also they, them. Uh, and yeah, I'm very excited.
Love it. I love it. Next, to my right, we have a bookish reader.
Everyone, I'm bookish. I use they, she pronouns. Uh, I usually stream all sorts of games, but currently absolutely obsessed with Animal Crossing, just like everybody else. But we play all sorts of games. We've done scary games. We've done um, other cozy games like Stardew Valley. So you get a bit of everything. Today I'll be playing Rowan Hill, who uses she/her pronouns, and their everyday identity is the skeptic.
I love it. I love it. Also, Gigi Mez, thank you for that $20 donation, bringing us to $710. Let's heckin' go. Y'all are just taking a look at that $1,000 goal and said, that's cute. You're going to have to up that by the end of the stream, and I love it.
Iconic.
Next up to my left and below, we have Neon Saline.
Hello. I am Scout Savage, also known as Neon Saline. I'm Neon Saline everywhere. I'm coming to you as the magical envy from the rad future, and I will be playing the popular one known as Lucina Abner, but everybody calls her Luce for short.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see it. Also, I need a magical NB hat now.
It's by Oh Hey DJ on Twitter, a comic artist. I'm not sure if the hats are available anymore, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need that. Give me that.
I'm gonna have to find me some magical NB things because I'm living for this. I love this. And next up we have World Builder 101. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Ben. I'm coming to you live from the terrifying depths of Turf Island, the UK, where I am literally and figuratively in the closet. I'm currently rocking they them pronouns, and I am going to be playing Jeremy Spoken, who is a goth, which will no doubt shock the good people at Garblag Games, where you can usually find me streaming 4 or 5 nights a week, UK times, early afternoon US times, where we've got a whole cocktail of games going on all the time. So come and check us out.
Fantastic. All of the folks here you're going to be able to see in multiple games throughout this next week. And I'm really excited that World Builder actually gets to be one of the folks running a game here on the channel a little bit later on this week, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait to get to experience that. It's going to be very exciting for me to get to be a player. As the perpetual DM, I am incredibly excited to get to take a couple days off. And everybody, if this is your first time here on my channel, I am Wesselhausen. I am a queer, non-binary content creator here on Twitch. I do tons of Dungeons and Dragons and RPG content, often with a very queer and inclusive focus and emphasis in my storytelling. It's my belief that tabletop role-playing games and storytelling games like this are one of the best mediums for queer storytellers, because we get to be completely in charge of our own storylines, and we get to be the heroes in them without relying on queer trauma as a trope in order to see our stories told in media. So it is one of the things that I am so incredibly excited about being able to portray, and often with a very strong focus on charity fundraising and inclusive efforts. So thank you all so much for coming by and joining us. And thank you absolutely everybody who has followed, who has donated already. Spread the word, share the word. Even if you cannot physically donate, watching, viewing, sharing, retweeting, all of that is just as important to get the message out there. And it's just that much more likely to be able to reach somebody who is in a financially safe place to donate. Never feel like you're forced to donate, and never feel like you have to, because I don't want anybody to put themselves out. We are all queer people trying to make it in this world, and by all means, take care of yourself first and foremost. For those of you who are interested in donating, the wonderful folks at Stonewall, as a little bit of a breakdown, $10 actually helps buy lunch for 3 trans youth at the shelters that they serve. $34 provides a Metro card for a trans youth to actually get to school and work. $100 provides an outfit of gender-affirming workplace attire, which can be very helpful for trans youth actually trying to still operate in the workforce itself. $500 helps support legal work to begin the name change procedure, and $1,100 provides dinner for a week for a 10-bed shelter serving queer and trans youth. We are already well on our way towards that $1,100, thanks to everybody who has donated before we even rolled dice. Like, I am amazed at the power that this community has to show up for important causes like this. It blows me away every single time. So thank you so much to absolutely everybody. Today, I'm going to be leading these wonderful folks in a game of Glitter Hearts, a game about magical transforming heroes. Think Sailor Moon, Power Rangers, Cardcaptor Sakura, all of your favorite magical transforming hero stories. And we are going to have some fun, roll some dice, and hopefully continue raising some great funds for Stonewall Community Foundation. So, everybody, are we ready to begin?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So,
Sweet.
everyone, we find ourselves at Pleasant Ridge High School, a new and up and coming high school that's been recently opened in a suburban community. This is one that has had roots in the community's history for a very long time, but it's recently been very much renovated. It's been updated. They have new computer facilities. They have arts programs, and they have a heavy focus on inclusion for youth. There are murals outside the front of the building that have been done by the art department students. Productions are often held in the outdoor courtyard. There are multiple sports teams doing practices in and around the grounds of the high school. And this is where our story takes place, here at Pleasant Ridge High School. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with, real quick, everybody go ahead and give me your everyday names one more time. Ruby,
Iris Fairnight.
Iris,
Rowan
Bookish,
Hill.
Rowan,
Lucina Abner.
Lucina, and
Jeremy Spoken.
Jeremy. Perfect. So, Iris, Rowan, Lucina, Jeremy. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with Rowan. So, Rowan, when you arrive at the school grounds the morning of a day of school, we're going to say it's a Wednesday. Everybody loves a Wednesday. It's that moment where, like, usually a lot of school activities take place because they don't want to interfere with the start of the week. They don't want to interfere with the weekend. Schools love placing activities on a Wednesday. So it's a beautiful Wednesday morning, Rowan, as you're arriving at school. You haven't seen your friends yet, Iris, Lucina, or Jeremy. But as you are arriving at school on a Wednesday, what does it look like? How do you arrive to school each morning?
So I arrive to school on foot. My parents would offer to drive me, but I'm not a big fan of going in their car that reeks of patchouli oil. Personally, not a smell I prefer. My parents are hippies, and I believe a little bit more in science than in lunar cycles and crystals. So I've got a rock that I really, really like. I think it's really pretty. I found it on my walk this morning, and I've got it in my pocket, and I'm clutching onto it, just like, scanning the entrance of school, seeing if I can see my friends as I'm walking to the front doors.
Perfect. As you are looking around, you actually see Lucina arrive at school. Lucina, how do you arrive at school each morning?
I am absolutely roller skating. Safety first is important, but the helmet is kind of around my elbow as I'm like going in. There's probably a waffle like kind of hanging out of my mouth because I just sort of sped out the door and I'm on my way. And I'm very like kind of like like humming some like top 40 song around the waffle as I'm trying to cut through people on the sidewalk and make sure I get to school on time because I overslept again. So yeah, gotta make sure on time.
So you come, Lucina, you come spinning skidding to a stop in your rollerblades right in front of Rowan, kind of like at like the front entrance walkway. You almost topple one of the crossing guards who's like helping hold back cars.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You made it on time. You made it on time. Deep
Okay,
breaths.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. You're
Okay.
good. Listen, I haven't made it through the front doors yet. You're on time.
Right. How is everything going? Did you find any rock today?
I did. And I pull the rock out of my pocket, and like it doesn't look like much when you look at it, but when you look up close, you can see that there's sparkly bits and there's like a vein of some
Oh.
different color in there. And
Yeah, no, the second you say sparkly, she's like right there, just like, oh, you should tumble this one. I think it's gonna be really pretty.
see, I think so too. But I'm afraid that if I tumble it, my parents might say that there's some magical powers that this one
Mm,
holds. So
I
you
mean,
know, I'm going to admire it as is.
it could be fun though, just to go with the flow a little.
Yeah, I guess.
As you
Keep this one.
are discussing your parents, Iris, you actually arrive and catch your two friends kind of like talking about this rock.
Oh my god. So y'all found rocks too? So like hear me out. I was coming into school. Y'all know me riding my bike. I barely know how to ride, so I tripped a couple times. But one of the times I was actually tripped by this rock and I was like, okay, rude, first of all. And then I picked it up and I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So I kept it.
Come on, show us.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find it. Did I put it in my backpack? Okay, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Look, it's like yellowish. It's like sparkles. Don't mind like the little blood in it. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Isn't it so pretty though?
I feel like Lucida will kind of fish out a band-aid and very politely kind of extend it to you.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just a little scratch. We're good.
Cool. Just gotta make sure.
The crossing guard who you almost ran into and laid out on the ground, Lucina kind of looks over and says, "Yeah, you probably want to go to the nurse. I hear that when you get going really fast on bikes or rollerblades, accidents can happen." And just stares daggers towards Lucina before like blowing on their whistle and crossing the street to let some folks through.
Lucida just very like slides over behind Rowan and Iris, just like
Just very just on the rollerblades,
just no.
As the three of you are catching up, Jeremy, you actually head up when you are heading to the school. You actually pass by the back of the school on your way towards the front. So you always end up walking by, end up waving to a few of the teachers as they're getting prepped, and you catch sight actually of something that seems a little off. As you are walking by, you see the back entrance of the cafeteria at the high school, and it looks like all of the back cafeteria entrance has this like black and white, like monochromatic coloration to it now. And you see the truck that's actually pulled up to the back entrance, like at the cafeteria entrance. It looks like one of those real old school like milk delivery trucks. Like it looks very out of place. It's like a good number of decades too old to fit in with like everything that's going on. And it just kind of catches your eye for a second.
Notepad. I think this might be a story for the school paper.
So you
Nobody knows I write for the school paper because I publish under a completely different name. But I do the research and then my alter ego does the story.
So you pull out your phone or your camera and snap a few pictures. And as you do, like as you go to pull your phone or camera, whatever device you're using to take these pictures with, as you're making these notes, you look up and you see the lunch lady. like the head lunch lady of the cafeteria. We'll say her name is Gretchen because I love the name Gretchen. Gretchen kind of like looks out and over you, and rather than like her normal lunch lady attire, she looks like she's dressed like a Stepford housewife almost. And it's this like bright yellow polka dot dress. She's got this lovely pressed apron over top of it, and she just looks up and gives you like a slight little wave, and you like stop for a second and you like look behind yourself to make sure that like maybe she is actually waving at you, and when you look back she's gone.
Spooky stuff, readers. Looks like there's something strange going down in the cafeteria. This might be a job for the rock club.
Not Oh my gosh. So you so as you are writing these notes and doing your investigative journalist recordings, you round the corner and you see up towards the front of the school the rest of now what we're gonna call the Rock Club. We've developed a name for ourselves in no time flat. I'm here for this. So you look over and you see the rest of the Rock Club meeting out over in front of the school.
Up, clubbers. Look at this.
There.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
What's all that?
Well, it's not a mural. And you guys aren't, you're not in, Iris isn't in the art department. No. Are either of you in the
No.
art? No, you guys, no, not big artists. It's not a mural.
Hey,
I don't know what I'm
music is an
doing.
art.
They make a big noise about that stuff, don't they? When there's murals and art coming on, they like to tell everybody, and somebody's
it's a surprise
repainting the back
project?
of the school in black and
What?
white.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Is
like
there
my
a school
aesthetic.
play?
About the 50s?
Mm,
I
Maybe
don't know. Are they
Hairspray.
putting on Grease? Hairspray, yeah.
Ugh.
Miss
Feel
Wieners
like
was
it's
wearing a weird 50s print dress.
Okay, now that's an issue. Now
well, no,
that's
she
where
might be
where we
experimenting.
investigate.
Rockabilly's like still a thing, isn't it?
No
It could also
tax.
just be helping out with the school play.
I don't know. She's a bit grumpy to get into that.
This
You
is
know.
Gretchen Wieners in a dress.
Yeah, we're talking about the same Gretchen Wieners that literally always is wearing her uniform, even
Uh-huh.
at events.
And who
So,
has a moustache better than most of the kids in the 11th grade?
well, that's kind of iconic if you ask me. But like that's usually not her attire, you know? I'm just kind of
Uh-huh.
like she's not that type of girl.
We all like to try new things. Maybe it could be nice for her. She could find a new form of expression. It might not be that bad.
Maybe her therapist told her to try something new, and so she's helping out with the school musical. She's around
Let's
here all
hope
the
that's
time
the
anyway.
case.
That must be it. That whole exceedingly unlikely sequence of events must be the truth.
Everything's unlikely, Jer.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, listen, I only fell twice today on the way to school, so everything is possible.
But this place is all pastels. Black and white is my vibe. They're stealing my vibe.
What are you just mad that she's taking your vibe now?
Well, how am I supposed to rebel against the school establishment if I look like it?
You might have to wear
Sound,
colors.
sounds like someone might
Oh.
finally take me on my offer to go shopping.
Topic?
Maybe not. Okay, uh we'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
As as Iris is very quickly regretting agreeing to take Jeremy clothes shopping at the possible consequence of having to go to Hot Topic. You actually watch Miss Gretchen Wieners emerge from the the front entrance of the school, and she has this like very well designed poster that she very quickly tapes to the two front entrances to the school, and looks over directly at the four of you. Like there's tons of tons of students arriving out front of the school for the school day. It's probably like 10 minutes before the first bell hits. So folks are gathering, they're kind of chatting, other friend groups are catching up. But Gretchen looks directly at the four of you, gives a little bit of a smile and a little bit of a wave, and then like promptly turns on her nice white pumped heels, and opens the door and strides back into the school. And you can see this black and white designed poster now lining the front. And you actually watch a number of students kind of like walk by it and like talk about it. And they're like, ooh, that sounds so cool. That's interesting.
All right, I'm going to bulldoze to the front of this crowd because people like me and they don't care. So, what does this poster say?
As you come walking by, you hear a number of like, oh, hi, let's do. Like as they're like going to say hi to you, and you just like are brushing past them, and you arrive, and it is it's a honorary school banquet that's going to happen during lunchtime today. It looks like they're extending lunch so that each one of the different lunch periods, this is one of the schools that has like one lunch at like one time, and then like the next group of students gets to take lunch, and then the next, so on and so forth. But it looks like all of the students get to take part in like this long lunch time today. And it's a honorary school banquet. And down at the bottom of the poster, it says, funded by the school board. And you can see on the poster design these like depictions of like Stepford housewives presenting pies and casseroles, and all kind of like lined up in rows with dishes held out, like all in black and white.
They're gonna ramp up the standardized testing, aren't they?
School board
More food,
spending money
though,
on
right?
lunch in this administration?
See, I told you there was a rational explanation for why Gretchen Wieners wasn't wearing her uniform and the whole lunchroom looked like it was in black and white. It's because it is for this, whatever this luncheon thing is.
I really wanted pizza today, though. Do you think they'll have that?
Probably
Probably
not. It's probably gonna be like green bean surprise casserole and mystery meatloaf.
Oh.
Yeah, have you seen what people used to eat in the 50s? It was
Jello
like,
salads. Ugh.
yeah, lettuce in Jello.
So many Jello salads and hot dishes. You gotta get your hot dish.
Also,
Oh,
you know,
no.
this is not an inclusive image. This is some grotesque stereotyping.
It's made by the school board though, so like really.
Did they not
Yeah.
get a diversity advisor? Are they not supposed to like have people?
They get all of us to do this retro stuff so they have pictures for when they probably do this next year.
Ugh.
Maybe they're trying to raise awareness for how non-inclusive the olden days were. Right?
As
You
you're
guys are just the sweetest things. I just love your optimism. It's adorable.
Oh, you know.
We have to make up for you, Jer.
as you are discussing this, each of you feels a cattail or two kind of like encircle like your ankles, and you watch as your magical companion walks up and like through amongst you all. The rest of the students don't seem to notice them at all, and they kind of this nine-tailed cat kind of like looks up at the poster, does a really big kitty stretch, and just rips the poster off, and just kind of like looks over and starts like tearing at the paper, and is like, Yeah, I don't like it. I don't trust it.
Aw, look at that kitty. I think it wanted pizza too.
Just looks up at Iris and is like, yes, I do. Extra sardines, please. This doesn't look like this serves this.
My head.
Did
I
I
hit my
hit
head. I hit my head.
Wait, are we all seeing this? All of us?
Hi.
Like-
Yes.
Like you've never been talked to by a cat before.
Oh no.
No,
Maybe I
can't
should
say
see the
I have.
nurse.
I'm in a coma.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
That
Listen.
explains it.
I understand. Things are odd. Each of you has found a rock in the last couple days, right?
Yeah. So,
Yes. How
what?
did you know? Oh my god, are you spying on me?
No, I'm not spying on you. I left them for you. Sorry about yours. The cat kind of looks over at Iris. I'm really sorry. I didn't expect you to be going that fast on that bike. I didn't mean for you to fall. That's a lot. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Also in the middle of the road.
I know. I'm sorry. I needed to get your attention and I needed to be able to, send that there. But it's okay.
Is it? I look at my knee. I'm like, is it fine?
I'm so sorry. Here, and the cat kind of like walks over and like places a paw on the wound on the scrape on the knee, and pulls it away, and it's gone. Like, see, it's fine.
Luz,
Oh,
did you have to
wow.
bring all of us into your coma with you?
I don't. It's just like, friendship helps healing or whatever. I don't know, man. I
You-
just.
You're not in comas. It's fine. It's fine. I am reaching out because I need your help.
Sure.
Things
I'm
at this
down.
school aren't okay.
I mean, that's okay. We were working on that. We have like a petition going to help raise money for stuff. Like, we know.
No, not like that. This. And the cat points down at the poster that was just ripped off the wall. They're like, this isn't right. This isn't, what, here, follow me. And the cat,
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty sexist poster. Of course it isn't right. That's why we have the petition.
Yeah, no pizza.
I mean, that's
White is
another
my
problem, but
aesthetic.
follow me. I'll show you. And the cat kind of like walks along the front of the thing, and you actually hear the first bell ring. And the cat's like, no, don't. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about
Class.
school right now.
My
Don't have to
grade.
tell me
I'm bored
twice.
with the way this cat thinks.
You can go to class, or you can figure out why your school is starting to turn into a haunted 1950s sitcom.
Just show the way.
That's what I thought.
Fine, I don't want to go to class alone.
Don't need to tell me twice.
So they walk around the back of the school, and you can look over, and from the picture that Jeremy sent you, more and more of the back of the school has started to spread into this like black and white. You even see like one of the exit signs has now been replaced and is like a very old school light up sign and poster for like the back of the school. And the cat says, here, you all carry phones with you these days, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
I mean, you don't have thumbs, but sure.
Cat just kind of like leaps up and actually holds itself up with all 9 of its tails so that it like gets a little bit taller, and like reaches up to meet your hand and kind of like takes it in its mouth and goes, thank you, and sets it down on the ground and then bats it into the black and white zone. And as it crosses that threshold into where the back of the school is turned black and white, it turns into an old school rotary phone and continues sliding across.
I hope you didn't
Glad
have
you
any
took
important
Lucy's.
pictures on there.
Only everything.
You
Oh,
just
no.
got that one too.
Yeah. I mean, rotary phones are kind of chic, but like
I mean, yeah.
the group
Back it up
chat,
to the cloud.
my group chat.
Don't worry, we can get it back. It should be fine. Does everybody have the rocks that you found recently?
Are they also gonna turn into rotary phones? Because
Well, no, they should protect you from whatever that is.
oh, work. Yeah, I do.
I found a rock. I was saving it.
Lucina will pull out this bag, and it's very clearly marked from like the metaphysical shop in town, and she's kind of turned away from Rowan when she does it. Just like, just gonna.
Is that please, Rowan? Don't look, don't judge. It's fine.
It just looks
Listen,
cool.
the metaphysical shop has some really cool looking rocks. I just don't believe in what they tell you that these rocks do.
But rainbow quartz is supposed to help friends.
The friends help friends.
Yeah. She kind of like
Oh,
does a cheater
anyway.
with her rock to your rock, just like rock friends.
Think
So, who would like to attempt to step into the zone first?
Ooh.
I'll do it. I already color match.
then we won't be able to tell if anything changed.
So you
Wait, maybe
you-
I should go.
That's actually exactly what happens. Jeremy takes a step forward, and like steps into the zone, and like you all wait for a moment to see if anything happens, and then you realize
Huh?
they're already wearing all black and white.
Huh?
If an outfit changed, it wouldn't really be noticeable.
Okay, so no rotary phone. That's good. Maybe let's try me. I'm wearing orange today. We can try that. See, if there's any difference. So yeah, let's go.
So you hold on to the rock and you take a step forward, and nothing changes. It seems that you are protected from whatever this magical energy is.
I just signal to everyone like it's fine, right? I'm wearing orange still. No rotary phones here. Like, come on over.
That orange is so much more orange when everything else isn't.
It's because they painted it. Because this is all part of this fancy schmancy luncheon thing they're throwing for us. Of course nothing's gonna change. And I step over into the black and white area too, and I'm like, look, see, duh, it's not gonna change because they painted it. And I start like smelling the air as if I'm trying to like sniff if they did paint it, because it should smell like paint if they're working on that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and we're gonna attempt to do some glimpsing here. So go ahead and roll plus mental.
Okay, just a second, because I was gonna say I also gain a +1 because of the skeptic. It's elementary.
Perfect. So you're gonna get to add your mental score plus an additional 1 because you're like, no, absolutely not. This isn't a thing.
And we're rolling 2d6.
You got it.
That's a 14.
Oh snap!
Hell yeah.
Woof.
12.
Big roll.
You get to ask any one question about the current situation. I have to actively answer it for you. And I'm going to give you 2 holds that you can use for any information regarding this circumstance later on in the session.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Oh dear. I didn't think of what question I want to ask.
Does it have to be now though, or could you save it for later?
They'll get 2 to save for later.
Okay.
And then they get a piece of information about that current one. If you'd like, I can give you something.
I mean, yeah, go for it.
So you sniff around and you don't catch any scent of paint. You do get a heavy scent of like baked goods, like baking. Like you smell like flour and sugar wafting in from the back cafeteria doors. But what catches your eye after you kind of like sniff that out is you can see it looks like the zone of black and white is expanding. And you look over to your right and you actually see it take over half of a car, and what once was like a Camry or like a pretty like standard car starts turning into like an old school like Cadillac, like on the spot in like black and white tones.
Completely
Oh,
normal.
no.
Happens all the time.
Very.
Uh, Rowan,
Totally normal.
Hey,
paint's
Rowan.
not
Hey,
That's why it
Rowan.
smells
red
like.
like
Hey,
that, right?
Rowan. Since rocks aren't magical, can I just take a quick look at your rock?
You know what? No. Mm-mm.
Don't be
I'm
mean.
holding on to this thing for dear life. This is the only thing that makes sense.
All of
They
us.
do say that rocks have this magical grounding effect.
Fair. Not now.
I mean, think of it like this Sherlock Holmes, that whenever you reduce all of like the possibilities of something or whatever, all that's left is the truth. It doesn't have to be like realistic. It just has to be what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like quantum physics.
Oh no, that's too many numbers.
Was she on Drag Race?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Quantum Physics. So as Rowan is kind of rocked by these revelations, you all hear a little kind of a like a sing-songy like whistle from the back entrance, and you hear toodaloo, children. And you look over, and one of the other lunch ladies, we'll call this lunch lady Debbie. Lunch lady Debbie kind of like looks
Classic.
over, and you can see she looks like she has part of the like polka dot dress, but it doesn't. You actually look over and it doesn't look like all of it has taken effect yet. So you look over and you can see almost at like a diagonal up across her face, you see part of her hair in this like perfectly coiffed housewife wave, and the other half is just like her normal like hair pulled back in an updo bun. And you can see like a little bit of a normal lunch lady outfit from like the right arm over. Whereas, like, on the other half, it's the pearls, it's the polka dot dress, it's the apron. And she just kind of, like, looks over and, like, tilts her head a little bit and says, "Won't you children come in for some pie?"
And Lucina will grab Rowan's hand and just kind of start walking somewhere not
No,
here.
no, 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 no. Rule number 1, if we're going to believe that this is anything other than, I don't know, let's just, Fey rules apply. No eating, no drinking, no giving your name.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
So
Pie
y'all,
sounded good though.
Lucina kind of grabs onto Rowan and goes running and, like, pushes the way past the back entrance. And as you do, Jeremy and Iris, you actually kind of, like, look back and you see another lunch lady that's, like, slowly starting to turn appear from the back hallway. And they
Oh.
basically start forming that same picture on the poster where it's, like, the them in a line just kind of like staring and like holding dishes, and you close the door very quickly and start running your way down the school hallway, and you like kind of like round a corner and stop and like kind of like put yourselves back up against lockers.
That was terrifying.
Oh, that still
Totally
works. We have to
sus.
call parents. We have to call parents now.
Can we backtrack to the bit where Rowan the skeptic said, "They rules apply"?
Like storied, like throughout history, like there are books and you can research like culture stuff on it. Now's not the time, Jer.
Let's just not. We don't know what's happening here. We don't know if this whatever is happening is somehow tainted,
Well,
and if
we know
we
two
eat
things.
something, it's going to affect us. If we drink something, it's going to affect us. So yeah, Fey rules apply. Sorry, Jer.
No, it's cool. You know, you're the expert in magic rocks.
You know, we'll kind of go, wait.
Two
Kitty,
things we know: magic rocks and talking kitty.
Where are you, baby? Kitty.
As the cat kind of like looks up, and you can see like all 9 of the tails are just like sprayed out behind it. And they kind of like look up, and all of the hair is standing on end, and they're like, I knew things were going down. I was not prepared for terrifyingly haunted 1950s woman. That's not something I was ready for.
Yeah, I mean, neither were we.
Yeah.
So what are we
I don't know
supposed
if anyone
to do?
else was.
We've got to figure out who's responsible for this, and we have to put an end to it. One of them is the one that's causing this transformation.
Well, Gretchen was
And-
pre-transformed before anybody else, and there
That's
was the
cool.
1950s milk fan at the back door when I walked past on my way around to find you guys.
Okay, so we just gotta find Miss Gretchen then, right?
Assuming it
haunted
is
milk.
her, unless the haunted milk did something to her. Thank you for haunted milk. I am going to dine out on that.
I don't think I can drink milk again.
So,
This
Kitty,
is why Fey rules apply.
Okay, so
Kitty,
let's.
do you have a name? And what are your pronouns?
He says, my pronouns are they, them, and you can give me a name. I think Rowan said it best: when Fey rules apply, don't give names.
Oh, I mean, we're not like.
They
This.
don't know that.
I mean,
Hey,
they
Luce,
have to
Luce,
if they
you
gave
have
us
to do
the
the
rock
name
that kept
because
it from happening to us.
Luce, you're going to have to do the name because you can't trust Iris to name things. They'll be called Fluffykins.
Rude.
You will disagree with anything I suggest, all of you.
Hey, I disagree on purpose. It's just, you intense a lot.
I know.
Darkness Dementia Ravenway is a little bit of a long name for a cat. I'm sorry.
It's a cool name.
Well,
I mean, we can go
Are
with
you
Iris's
sure you don't want to go with
suggestion.
Fluffy? No,
Hero,
no one.
because you came here to help save us.
Cat kind of, they kind of like stop for a second. They look over. They're like, I like the sound of that. Like they're like, ooh. They kind of like brush a little bit of fur away, like it's some hair. They're like, ooh, hero.
Well, they seem to
Well-
like it, so that's settled. I guess we're not going
But-
with Fluffy.
Cool.
Fine.
I mean, the cat has spoken.
Okay.
The speaking cat has spoken.
Don't think about it too hard. I can see you getting a headache.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Thank you.
excited. I like it. I don't know.
Okay,
Alright.
Hero. So what do we do?
Sounds like we have 2 plans of action. Check out Gretchen. Check out the milk truck. Last we just passed, the milk truck was surrounded by a bunch of haunted lunch ladies that were starting to turn into Stepford housewives. Feel like I don't really want to go there.
No.
No.
Does lend strength to the idea that the milk truck is responsible, though.
Mm.
That is fair. It did seem like they were protecting it, defending it.
Oh.
I
But
have
wait,
an
we didn't see Miss
idea.
Gretchen there. Maybe she's in the school trying to make this happen somewhere else.
Let's see
Fair.
what Iris thinks.
Okay.
We could try to distract the ladies away from the truck, and then maybe one or two of us goes and investigates the haunted mill, which will not be me.
You intend to
Um,
be chased by the spooky lunch ladies instead.
I mean, why not?
I mean, that makes
Rather
sense.
you than me.
I mean, we're skipping PE anyway, so we might as well get some workout in. You
And
know?
again, rather you than me.
Well, then that means you and Jer should go in the truck because you guys know how to look for stuff, and we know how to be us. So
Yeah,
all
we
we
know how
gotta
to
do
draw
is do that.
attention.
Blade safe if you're going to wear your rollerblades.
Okay. Just kind of like dig through her bag and put on the helmet, not strap it on, just.
Hero
than-
Hero kind of like lifts up again on their nine tails and just gives you like a little bit of like a sassy kitty look, like attach the straps. Reaches out
Hang on.
reaches out a little paw to do like a little fist bump with Rowan. It's like right.
Thanks, Hero.
All right. Do y'all want me to help distract or do you want me to help investigate?
Ooh. Haven't thought that through.
Either way, I
You
can
could
help you
probably
learn a
sneak into
little.
the truck and unlock it. Like through the window or something.
As pointed out earlier, I don't have thumbs. I I can do what I can with my tails, but they're not exactly incredibly dexterous. I'd say this as I'm levitating off of them.
Well, maybe not.
Don't worry about the truck. I think I might be able to help there.
I should be concerned by the tone that you used, but we're gonna put a pin in that and come back to that later.
Yeah, double back. We'll
Doesn't
talk about
surprise
that when
me.
we come back together as a group.
We'll
So,
cross that bridge when we get there.
So Hero kind of like looks over and says, I think the cafeteria is this way, and they start kind of like awkwardly looking, and the two of you kind of point them in down the correct hallway. And Rowan and Jeremy, you kind of like stay put at the corner there, kind of like doing the Scooby-Doo, peeking around one head on top of the other, kind of like peeking around the hallway to see what's coming. And as Hero, Iris, and Lucina make their way down the hallway, you get to the entrance to the cafeteria, and the entire cafeteria has turned into black and white sitcom land. You see an entire like long table full of casseroles and hat dishes and all kinds of weird things stuck in jellos. And one of the things you see, normally it's a school cafeteria. They have like the little cartons of milk. You see an entire table with like small individual old school glass bottles of milk, like pristinely set out away from everything.
Okay, those are really cute. We should probably steal one of them, or maybe two. Just, for
yeah,
science.
we each take one so that way it's not like super weird in case more of them means this.
Well, Hero kind of
Yeah.
looks up and says, do we need a distraction and do we not trust the milk?
We'll see
Maybe
the
so.
start strapping on the rollerblades. I can get a distraction.
Hero just kind of like looks up and like extends their claws and slowly sinks one of the claws into like the corner of the tablecloth that all of the milk bottles are set on, and just kind of like looks over at the two of you and says, "Distraction."
Do it. Do it. Do
Feel
it.
like Lucina
Do it.
just the corner, just like
So each of the two of you have your own personal milk bottle that you've kind of like taken and snuck away to the corner.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden you look over and Hero just goes, "Get ready." And shunks. And the tablecloth gets pulled off, and all of a sudden you hear like glass upon glass upon glass breaking, and just this like stream of milk pouring out into the cafeteria. As it does, you actually see, as like the milk pours out, you see almost like this sizzle and bubble from the milk itself. And as it does, you hear the incredibly loud screech almost of Lunch Lady Gretchen, and she comes storming out from the back of the cafeteria, like in the kitchen area. And as she does, the two of you notice she's almost immeasurably taller than she should be. And then like your senses stop for a second and she's like back to the same height that she would normally be. And she as she does, like four lunch ladies all come out from behind her in like a complete perfect row and just stop, and she just kind of like looks around and says, "Find them." And
gotta go. We gotta go now, Iris. We gotta go.
and you hear this loud cat meow from Hero, and the three of you take off down the hallway. Rowan and Jeremy, as you watch Iris and Lucina and Hero take off down the hallway, and you see four lunch ladies running almost like terrifyingly fast. They're like power walking in like pumped heels, like in inhuman like speed.
Business
After
administrator
them.
power walk.
Yes,
Just
like full going. And that kind of gives you two the chance to break away. We're gonna come back to Iris and Lucina in their chase scene, and we're gonna move over to Rowan and Jeremy as the two of you kind of like peek your way back through the hallway and peek your way back outside, and you can see that there aren't any of the lunch ladies out here anymore, and everything is quiet, and there's the van over there.
Hey, Jer, so you said you could get into this thing if it's locked?
I might have exaggerated a little, but we can give it a go.
Smashing windows is also a way to do it, I suppose.
Thank you for your permission to smash windows.
It was sort of a last resort suggestion, but...
Well, let's check the milk first, because the inside of the cab might not be as important.
So you
point.
are you checking the back doors of the lunch or the like the milk van?
Yeah.
So you open up the back doors, and immediately it's larger than you would anticipate. It looks almost like a like full tech van setup for like an incredibly large tech truck that like a secret agency would use or something like that, on the inside. And you can look up and over, and on the left side you see a bunch of like weird old school 80s, like the lights moving around like old school computer systems. It's very anachronistic. We're dealing with like 50s and 80s and like modern. It's really weird. On the right side you see like a series of alchemical tubes and bottles and potions, and you can see all manner of colors of liquid reach this point, and then underneath it you see the milk bottles, and like as it fills up it turns to like solid white liquid milk, and far ahead, tied up and like gagged with a bit of fabric, you see Lunch Lady Gretchen.
quantum physics.
That's, I guess, yeah, that makes the most sense.
Okay.
You see, as she sees, she's like,
Hey,
Oh
Rowan.
shit, yeah.
Rowan, you're the smart one. Science the milk. I'll get Lunch Lady Gretchen.
My science is rocks, not cursed milk.
My science is journalism.
Yeah, I suppose rocks is good enough.
Rocks versus journalism to study milk. That tracks. That makes sense.
As in chemistry, rocks are made of calcium carbonate, and calcium carbonate is found in milk. So rocks are milk. You can do this.
I guess that makes about as much sense as everything else today. Can I use my hold to see if I can figure out anything about this milk?
Yes. So as you are looking it up, you manage to kind of like figure out each of the ingredients themselves, and you're kind of like looking it over, and there's charts and things like that, and it looks like there is some kind of like transformative effect that it takes on the person, and it like slowly starts to corrupt them. And you see on the other side you see a graph and an outline. You see a graph and an outline for what looks like a robotic version of Lunch Lady Gretchen. Like the perfectly coiffed hair, all of that, and in it you can see that there appears to be like sensors or some type of technological device in the robot lunch lady's hands that emanates this field around her that slowly starts turning the surroundings as well. So it looks like if they're trying to turn people, they have to get them to ingest this milk. And it looks like the surroundings themselves are being turned by whatever technological magical device is in this robot lunch lady's hands.
Okay. So while I'm looking stuff up, I'm like sort of giving like little snippets of information to Jer as Jer is working to untie Lunch Lady Gretchen.
Actual Gretchen, not Robo Gretchen.
Actual Gretchen.
Actual Gretchen.
Here we go.
Not Robo Gretchen.
And
Thank all
Jeremy,
the
as
dark gods of lactose intolerance. They never would have got me.
And Jeremy, as you are untying Gretchen, she looks over. She says, "What's going on? I don't understand. This very weird group of people, all in dark suits and sunglasses, grabbed me and threw me in a van. And then there was a woman who looked exactly like me. I don't understand what's happening. What's going on?"
So the lady who looks like you is a robot?
Robots make sense, right?
The next bit
Robots
doesn't.
are logical.
Doesn't make sense that she looks exactly like Lunch Lady Gretchen, who is also wearing some sort of 1950s, and like exactly like her. It's too realistic. We haven't gotten to that point in science. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She's a robot who looks like Lunch Lady Gretchen, who there's something in her hands is transforming everything around us into this world that's like, I don't know, your dream color scheme.
Yeah, but the music is terrible. Rowan, think of it like this. MK Ultra are doing a psychic experiment on our school where they're using hallucinogenic milk to cause visual effects that make people throw back to the behavior patterns of the 1950s and the visual appearance is a holographic projection, and we're going to stop it.
As you say all of this, actual Gretchen looks up and says, "You should have just stuck with robots and tainted milk. I followed like half of that. I don't.
I haven't had lunch yet. How could I have had the milk yet?
Yeah, don't drink the milk. I don't. Actual
They
Gretchen kind of like
will
looks over and is like, I don't trust this. As you all have saved Gretchen and learned a little bit more about what's going on, I'm going to head over to Iris and Lucina, who have been running away. You all, the three of you with Hero, make a turn, and you forget that there's like janitors have like blocked off part of the hallway because they're cleaning the bathrooms beyond it. And you skid to a stop and you turn, and there across the entrance to the hallway are the four lunch ladies, who all just kind of like look up at you and all very calmly reach into the front of their aprons and pull out rolling pins and like smile and like cock their heads a little bit. And Hero kind of like looks behind the two of you and says, "Now would be a pretty cool time to learn how those rocks actually work."
Yeah, please.
Yep.
So, Iris and Lucina, please describe how you undergo your magical transformation and the hero that you turn into when you do. Iris, I'll have you go first.
So, Iris, for some reason, this is never really explained in show, so why should I? They know how to just say they know to just say abracadabra. Here we go. Summoning the Defender of Hope, Hope. And so they just kind of do that thing, pointing their rock towards the sky for some reason, as if they were told what to do. And they just kind of spin around a lot to a point where they lose control that they're spinning. And so like their clothes begin changing from their feet upwards as they kind of like as the wind kind of changes their appearance. And of course, it ends with them falling on the ground and doing the peace sign because you got to look cute even if you fall.
Hope wasn't ready to like endure that transformation sequence. Lost footing and like almost fell against a locker. Like, oh god. Just like half leaned up against a locker now in
Nice.
your fabulous magical hero outfit. Give a little peace sign.
They're never ready. Spoiler alert.
This story could go on for 3 seasons, and still on like episode 7 of season 3, Hope is like, done.
Hope lands the right way up finally, and everybody's like, huh? Then everybody else falls over.
They knock everyone else over that one time.
Lucina, describe your magical transformation sequence.
Okay, Lucina's got a death grip on this rock. It's just like, all right, bright lights, it's showtime. And there's like a spotlight, like everything goes dark, and then there's like a red spotlight, and she's skating around through it, and she gets all sparkly like the way the OG like Sailor Moon series does. And then there's like a yellow spotlight, and she goes through it, and you can see like the basis of like the suit. And then there's a blue spotlight, and it turns the light yellow because all 3 color lights are there. And in the spotlight, there is Halo, the idol of light, with the straight up like very K-pop like outfit that is not quite matching Iris's, but is just distinctive enough that you can tell it's Halo. And she's got like a little visor and like the like mic on set that like the old school pop stars have. And she's just like, okay. Like she changes and like does like the dance pose, and it's just like, what?
As you finish that pose, a couple things happen. You, Hope, and all 4 of the Stepford robots all kind of like stop for a second. It's like that used a lot more room than was available here in the hallway. What just happened? I don't. That like there's not a lot of space here, and there was spotlight. Where did they cut? Okay, even the robots are slightly confused for a second. They're like, all right, whatever. So using your new powers, Halo, you said you were the idol. And Hope, what is your archetype?
I'm the defender, the noble
Wonderful.
defender.
So, as you both kind of like come to your feet, ready to go, how do you use your new powers to overcome these Stepford robots?
Ooh.
So Halo is gonna kind of like look at the crystal and kind of go and like start aiming it, and the one that's closest to us just kind of go, I don't know what this does, shot. So she's gonna use laser shot
Oh my gosh! Okay.
because a whole bunch of lights are around. So she's like, laser maybe, I don't know.
So how does laser shot work as the power?
So hang on, let's go to the page. Found it. I can fire a beam of light as a laser. It's far. The qualities are far and wounding.
Oh,
So
okay.
It's a laser that goes.
So so you let out that laser from your crystal, and it fires over and it blasts one of them. And as it collides with them, you actually watch as the actual lunch lady that was kind of like trapped inside of this transformation gets blasted back down the hallway. Like you see her kind of like hit and collide, and this like robotic exoskeleton that had been like left behind transformed around her just like slowly starts crumbling and collapsing, and you watch her slide along her backside down the hallway before like stopping at a row of lockers. When she kind of like looks up, she's got like a messy, dirty blonde updo. She kind of like looks over, and she just looks really, really confused for a second, and then just like gets up and starts like books it out of there.
Go.
As you do, you hear her say, "This is not enough to feed my kids. Absolutely not." It just gets go. Just, no.
Good
Not-
move, run.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
And also, how did you do that? Yeah.
I just like went for it, go for it. See what you can do. Other people need help.
Okay, sure. It seems as though I somehow know exactly what to do in this moment in time. And so therefore, I'm going to try to manifest as much hope as I can, because you know me. And they seem to be confused and startled at the spotlights. So I'm going to use Beacon of Hope. And I'm going to shine a bright light, a bright beacon of light to, blind them, make them weaker, and potentially, drop them to the ground.
Okay.
The characteristics are close and stunning. So I kind of have to run at them. So we kind of plan this thing of like, okay, we're going to run. I'm going to use this light and we're going to run past them and never look back.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
So you grab
Sounds like
onto Halo's hand and go charging forward, and as you do, you kind of like hold up like your arm to kind of like help protect, and as it does, this bright shining light starts emanating from you and blasts around. I'm gonna say that this is attempting to change their hearts. So let's roll emotion for me. And
Ooh.
since you're using your power, let's go ahead and have you add +1 to it, just cause.
Oh, I already had +2, so do I add 3?
So you'll add 3 total, yeah. So you'll roll 2d6 and
Okay.
you'll get to add 3
Nice.
total.
Ooh, I got 11.
11.
plus
Nice.
3,
Plus
so
3
that's
for 14.
14.
Y'all keep rolling so high. I
Like
love this.
math, hello.
So as you go sprinting past, you hold it out, and that light shines, and as it does, it almost creates it almost like parts the sea, and the lunch ladies get knocked back, and you can see they're starting to like falter for a second, and it doesn't look like it's like completely like cleared the lunch ladies that are trapped inside, but like they have enough to start like questioning what's going on before like being returned back to their transformed images. But it's enough to get the three of you out of there, and you start running back. You arrive back at the hallway where Rowan and Jeremy are with actual lunch lady Gretchen. And Rowan, you've collected all of the notes and things like that from the milk truck.
So before anyone does anything, this is the real one.
Yes.
Good? We're good. We're good?
What are you wearing?
Oh, she holds up the stone like, surprise! It helps us. Like Hero
That's
said.
a great question. And I don't have an answer to it. But my rock is in my outfit somewhere. So we love
Magic.
that.
Rocks.
Hero kind of
Rock.
looks over and says, "Yeah, so welcome to what the rocks can actually do. They're not actually rocks. Come on, space age technology that's existed for thousands of years and is able to provide magical powers to those that are true of heart."
Hey, science fiction is there's a level of technology that is indistinguishable from magic to us. It makes sense. Rowan, please, just go with it.
Law,
Future.
Clark's law.
Future stuff, not magic stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Please, future stuff.
Future stuff, time travel. Yeah. Okay. Right. Speaking of future stuff, the milk is definitely tainted, so Fey rules 100% apply. No drinks.
Okay.
It's something. It seems like I mean, I'm like like going through my notes and like pulling little bits out, and I'm like, okay, so it seems like the other lunch lady Gretchen, the weird Stepford housewife lunch lady Gretchen, is a robot whose hands
Killer robot from the
transform
future.
everything into the past
Oh.
and corrupts things. So does
Milk
the
secreting killer
milk.
robot from the future.
Ew.
Milk less secreting, more synthesizing.
I will pay you to never say secreting again. Ew.
The back of the milk truck was not just milk. It was a whole weird science lab? Science
Yeah,
lab.
like a science lab from an 80s movie, though. The lighting was cool.
Yeah.
Evil milk, less cool.
Thank you.
Evil milk, very less cool.
Thank you,
Well, we
Scattering
have-
Light, for a $100 donation. Let's heckin' go.
Oh,
Let's go.
Yes.
Thank you.
let's go, Red Future. Scatter your light. Thank you. Oh,
Let's
sorry.
go.
Oh, never mind.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Sorry for that interruption. I was very.
No, that's so good.
No.
That's the exact kind of interruption we need.
Right.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We are less
like-
than $200 away from clearing our second goal and raising $1,000 for Stonewall Community Foundation before the end of the first day. Let's go. Community,
Yes.
Let's
you
go,
are
air horns,
incredible.
celebratory air horns. Just do.
Y'all are absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much. This is incredible. I'm so sorry. Rowan,
yeah,
you
like
were
for my
saying.
community. So thank you so much. Thanks.
I was saying, right. So synthesized milk, does corrupting thing. Transforms and corrupts.
Does this
This-
mean I can't have oat milk anymore? You said it
Just
was
this weird
synthesized and-
magic.
Okay.
milk. I'll call it magic. Oat milk's fine.
Cool.
There's no science saying that it's going to corrupt your body
Okay.
and turn
But
you
you have
into a
to milk
weird
the
robot.
oats yourself.
Ugh.
Oh.
That's you made it sound weird, Jer.
Uh-huh.
You made it sound weird.
Milk is pretty weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah,
We may
so-
have spilled a few of the bottles, and it did look very nasty.
but we have a
So-
couple so we can like study it later. We thought that was a good idea, probably. Was it a good idea?
It was a good idea. I also
Well,
found
yeah.
notes on them, how it's synthesized and what they were using, because they left all of their information in the back of the truck, which, that's on them.
Which is cool and interesting, but I have seen enough horror movies to know that this doesn't go away until we fight giant evil robot Gretchen from the future.
So we gotta take out Weird Gretchen. You guys need to like do the thing.
Figure out how this
Oh yeah,
don't
do the
work.
thing.
Oh, that's what we did. I don't know how to explain it. You just gotta kind of trust the rock.
Do we study this magic milk? I'm with you, Rowan. I don't feel comfortable calling it that. I don't know what to call it, but we're just gonna call it magic milk and roll with it. Do we
Robot use.
figure out a way to synthesize like an antidote, like an anti one? Like I know we were Halo here was able to use the power of their rock to blast away one of the lunch ladies, but I don't know how often that'll work every time. There might be others that are too far corrupted. Just as a backup, I don't know
Oh,
if
no.
that's.
What's a halo?
Oh, Halo.
Me.
Sorry, Lucina out of transformation.
Oh.
Halo.
Well, like if I'm gonna be running around doing this
Yeah,
like punch
cool
bang stuff, I can't let
names.
it get back to my parents. So like I'm Halo right now.
Uh-huh.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm Hope,
Mhm.
by the way. So-
Nice. I think that works good for you. I guess I'm gonna try the rock.
You can do
Give it a shot.
What did you?
You have to lick it.
No, you don't.
You
no,
don't.
you don't.
No. I mean, we
Yes.
did it.
Because that's how archaeologists know if something is pottery or bone. So
So,
I mean, it,
conductivity as well.
do you lick the rock to
I like
test
the
it?
rock.
yes.
I love that the way that the skeptic transforms is to prove that their rock is like actual rock and stuff. So you lick it and then Rowan
Stick it to your forehead.
describe
Stick it to your forehead.
Rowan describe your magical transformation sequence that begins after you lick the rock.
So I lick the rock and then I try and stick it to my forehead. And as I do that, a band starts to form
Yes.
and transforms the rock into like a headband. And then slowly, like this glitter of like small particles of rock sort of tumble down into like a little dust. And as they pass down, my outfit transforms. And I'm suddenly standing there. And before you stands Fiona, tactician of Earth.
Ooh.
That is cool.
And is
so
that Fiona with an F or Theona with a TH?
Fiona with a TH.
TH, Theona. So Theona stands before you, fabulous like headband across this like almost like these earth tone jewels at the base of the thing. You actually see now that line that was in the rock before. You see it fully revealed and unveiled, hidden or unveiled from behind the stone. As Theona stands forward and just like. Hero kind of like softly claps the little like toe beans, just like, all right, okay.
You look so cool. We gotta get you an owl. You look like you're gonna like strategize us into victory or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like an owl that's made completely out of emeralds.
That'd
Ooh.
be so nice.
You need an emerald owl.
We're gonna workshop this. That sounds cool as hell.
Do it.
That
Let's
sounds
do
really
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn, Jer.
even Theona's like, yeah, this is awesome.
What? No.
You gotta. We need to make sure that you're safe too.
No, it's
We'll turn our backs.
You want us to turn around?
no, it's okay.
Luciana will turn around and do like this anyway.
So Jeremy thrusts this rock up in the air and nothing happens for a second, and he kind of looks from side to side a little bit nervously. And
you
then
might
this
have to say something special.
puff of black feathers bursts out of the top of the rock and kind of cascades down around him, completely obscuring his form. And you catch occasional glimpses of like clothing tightening around limbs and little twists and changes happening to his clothes. And then the feathers blast away like wings folding back. And Jeremy has gone. And where Jeremy once was, there is a beautiful young lady with this long raven black hair and this skin tight, cut down to the midriff outfit. And she kind of looks at you and goes, guys, I think I have something to tell you.
You look so pretty. Oh my
Hero kind of looks up and says, "You look fabulous. That's a way to make an entrance."
I don't think we need to go shopping anymore.
Nuh-uh. Wow.
So you look up. Well, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jenny Shade. Jenny Shade is the name that Jeremy has been secretly publishing under for the last year.
newspaper, Jen, you work for the newspaper, Jen?
Yeah.
That's
How
so
do you think
cool.
I knew so much about Rock Club?
I mean, I don't know, man.
I thought that people were just mean and were gossiping about us. I thought that was, isn't that what
Too.
happens to everyone?
Yeah, sometimes.
Now there's an evil robot lunch lady, huh?
Yep. Let's
Yep,
do some
let's-
hell.
As you say that, you hear a very like sing-songy hum, and the four of you turn, and from out of the entrance to the cafeteria, you see Robo Gretchen step out, and she gives a little bit of like a very slow, light clap. She says, "Well, I thought I knew how to entertain guests. Look at you all. Oh, such beautiful children. But if you're going to get to transform, it's only right that I do." And you watch as her head cricks 90 degrees.
No!
Her limbs extend, and you actually watch like robot connectors extend as her hands spray out, and you can see in the palm of each of them is that glowing stone that that you, Theona, had seen in the drawings. Her hands continue to extend further, almost like large robotic claws, as her neck extends further and forward, and her head just is her face is like constantly rotating around. this like almost snake-like robotic neck. And her her dress lifts up, and she's got like 4 legs, all still fabulously in white pumped heels, by the way. As she almost like spider connects herself to the hallway of it and just looks over and says, "Children, lunch will be served soon," and starts skittering as quickly as possible towards you. What would you all like to do?
Green? Hold on. Is the actual real lunch lady Gretchen still standing with us?
Yes.
Okay. I move to put myself in front of her because it seems like she's just human.
Just a lunch lady.
Just a lunch lady. And I'm really
She's
like,
not prepared for this.
yeah, I have some kind of rock power, I guess, which probably makes me safer than poor old lunch lady. Sort of, try and hide her
Okay.
from this terrifying Gretchen.
So Theona moves to protect actual Gretchen. What's the rest of Rock Club doing?
What are we doing?
So I feel like the whole like glowing hands thing might be like a good indicator of what to hit. So I'm gonna take my crystal and I'm gonna start blasting.
Okay.
Time to switch from glowing hands to throwing hands.
Exactly. But hang on, it's just like I don't know what to call this laser. Like, it's just like, I'll figure it out, I swear.
We're still workshopping names. It's fine.
Exactly.
So as you do, I'm actually going to ask for a roll for this one because you are going up against like the big bad.
Sure.
So go ahead and you're going to clash. So either roll physical or mystical, whichever you feel is more accurate for this particular thing.
Okay. We're both the same, but I feel like mystical is the right way to go.
Okay.
Watch yourself. No. Rap joke. Okay, so 5.
5. So as you go to fire, you line up the shot perfectly, same as you had before. But Robo Gretchen is almost inhumanly fast in her true form. This like perfect combination of like robotics and like nightmares and just everything terrible. And so like as you line up the shot, she actually completely rotates her body, and you watch as those 4 healed legs actually clamber up the lockers and up onto the ceiling, and her whole entire body rotates completely and goes like skittering past and across you all, and so you end up firing past down the hallway. Go ahead and mark down, you have 1 power point now that you have earned. Now, this is the big bad. Whether it is in this exact fight or whether you all have to run away and regroup, whatever. In order to defeat the big bad, you all as a whole must spend 8 power points total to defeat the villain. And you're going to use it using the powers of friendship and your combined efforts. So you have earned 1 of the 8 power points that you need in order to defeat the big bad villain.
So would you say in this case that teamwork does in fact make the dream work?
100%.
Okay, just making sure.
Absolutely. So, Hope or Jenny Shade, what would you like to do?
I think we could do something together because I am the team player of the group. And so I was thinking of doing Thwart Evil, apparel, excuse me. because I have a +1 for that one because of the "we're all in this together" move that I have. Does it apply from my everyday identity to the magical
Yes,
archetype? Okay.
everything that you have applies because, of course, it takes into consideration your own personal strengths as well as your magical mystical strengths.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I okay, y'all. I think we need to run again. I think we need to go play somewhere safe, investigate this milk that we have. Maybe we can use it against
Mhm.
Miss Evil Gretchen. And let's do that. Maybe. Do you want to do this together?
I'll cover you. And I will use my darkness power to manifest shadows and like
Ooh,
cast this cloud of darkness around the head of evil Gretchen.
beautiful. Roll. So I'm gonna have that be a. Is it mystical? Let's do that. Have it be mystical.
Mystical's good for me.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
That's a 9.
9. So you're gonna have just enough time. So Hope, if you would go ahead and roll thwart peril, so you can roll mental, um, and you do get that extra bonus, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a +1 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so you'll get that extra +1 to your thwart peril attempt.
Okay, so that's 7 total.
7 total. So just enough time. You have to, as Jenny Shade has this dark cloud envelop the spinning, rotating head of Robo Gretchen. You have just enough time to kind of like grab everybody and like usher them away. And you notice a mop and bucket from like the janitorial staff that's in one of the hallways that you kind of like tip over and knock down on your way. So you kind of like usher folks up one of the stairwells, and right as Robo Gretchen rounds the corner, like she's going to come after you all, you see her kind of like slip and slide down that far hallway from knocking over the water, and you see Hero look goes, "Nicely done. I didn't realize that robots had such bad traction."
Pumps.
The heels.
That tracks. That tracks. So you all run upstairs. Fiona kind of protecting actual Gretchen, and you all make your way in, and you actually see one of the science classrooms is not being used
Yes.
right now. So y'all make your way inside and close the door, and kind of like stay away from the windows, and you have a little brief moment to yourself to kind of like take a breath there. I'm going to award 1 PowerPoint each to Jenny and to Hope for that. So you all have 3 of the PowerPoints needed.
Okay. Hold on. Should I use one of my should I use the last hold to see if we can find any information on like should we go for the milk or see if there are
Sir?
in Robo Rich?
Say that one more time. You cut out a little bit there.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was just asking the team, the Rock Club, if we wanted to use the last hold for info on a potential antidote for the milk or weaknesses of Robo Gretchen.
Hmm.
I think we stop Robo Gretchen first.
Then maybe the milk problem will solve itself?
And if it doesn't, we can fix it after.
When we're not being chased by a big robot.
Right.
Should we run distraction again?
Hero kind
So
of
you
looks
have a
up and
chance to
says,
work?
I don't know how good a chance that would be. We still have those other 3 lunch ladies running around. Don't know where they got off to.
Okay.
this point, it's probably just a numbers game.
Okay.
Stay together.
Mm-hmm. Stay together, plan together.
Okay.
Um,
Lucy's gonna go around and pull all the shades on the windows and the door, like just so that like people can't look in.
Smart.
So you go through and you start pulling the shades down. As you do, as you pull like the last shade, you actually see the three other lunch ladies that are kind of like trapped cyborgs, basically. You see them starting to climb the outside of the school, and as you're looking out through the window, you can see a fair more bit of the school is starting to turn black and white. As it goes, and you see them starting to basically climb up the outside of the building and scaling it like a spider and like checking into the windows. So you quickly pull the shades on the last one and kind of like,
Guys, we don't have a lot of time. The other weird lunch ladies are looking for people, and the school is changing a lot.
Okay, so I'll use my hold to find out if there's any information about like weaknesses of Robo Gretchen.
okay. You kind of like stop for a second and you look over the notes that you had stolen from the milk van on the construction of it, and it looks like a large part of her like robot infrastructure is actually like made and powered and run through like some type of like tank that contains that milk like substance. So it looks like that in and of itself seems to kind of be almost like the source of her power. And with that, I'll give you a PowerPoint.
We're halfway there.
Yes.
Whoa, we're halfway there.
Wow!
Thank you.
Dick
So-
in
it looks like that milk stuff. Milk is powering Robo Gretchen. So not only is it transforming people, it's also powering Robo Gretchen. Mm-hmm.
But okay.
Why don't we head to the gym? Because she won't be able to crowd us then. We'll have more space.
Ooh.
But if we can do something to neutralize the milk or deactivate it somehow, turn off its transformation power.
We could spread out more there. And we could all use our powers at once without getting squished in together.
True.
We're also in a science lab. We could see what kind of chemicals maybe stand a chance of neutralizing this weird milk, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's figure out the milk and then head straight to the gym. So that way
Yeah.
we have something to use just in case.
Milk curdles with juice.
Okay,
I don't know if
I'm
this is
no, I'm sick. Great,
regular milk.
thanks. I'll go watch the door just in case the Robo Gretchen comes back.
So Fiona, let's have this be thwart peril. So I would use either mental or mystical, your choice. This feels like Fiona is very mental based rather than using
I have a
mystical
-1 to
powers.
mystical.
That's Fiona said surprise. So let's take stock of the science lab. Let's see what we can come up with and go from there. Are the rest of you kind of keeping watch, or is anybody assisting Fiona with their scientific studies?
Oh, I'll assist.
Hope will
I
assist.
feel I would hinder.
Yeah, Halo's gonna watch the windows because the science bit is not the strong suit.
I'll
If
watch
anything,
the
I'll just
door.
hold the bottles for you.
So we'll have Halo on the windows. Jenny Shader, you on the doors.
Jenny Shade on the door.
And then Hope, you're going to be assisting. So Hope, go ahead and this is going to be an aid another role. And it seems like you have a very cooperative relationship with everybody. So go ahead and give me a roll plus emotion.
Nice. I have +2 on that. 13.
13.
Whoa.
So, since you have a cooperative relationship, both you uh, and Fiona will actually get a +1 on your next rolls. So, in addition to whatever you have coming up later, you'll get an extra +1 on that. And Fiona, you will get an extra +1 now on your roll for
Wait.
thwarting peril.
So I rolled a 6 plus 2 mental is 7, 8, and then +1 puts us at a 9.
At a 9. Perfect. So you are able to, taking into consideration the notes that you have, you're able to formulate a kind of like an anti-magic milk in a way. But because it's only a 9, you're only able to form enough for one use. So you have like kind of like one vial of this anti-magic milk. And so you're gonna have to figure out the best way to utilize it. As you are kind of like finishing this up, uh, things are kind of like looking good. Jenny, you're kind of like, okay, nothing's really coming. You kind of like take a look back to the rest of the group. You look back, and in the small slit window of the door to the science lab is one of the robotic faces of the lunch ladies. And you hear like a slight jiggle on the doorknob as she's just staring at you with like a wide smile on her face before you actually hear the metal of the the door hinges all start to crack, and the door is just pushed forward as she just slowly walks and pushes you back with the door frame.
That's rude. So, yeah, I'm a witch.
So how would you like to
So
use your witchy powers
as,
to...
as she pushes me back, I'm just going to kind of rise up off the floor a little bit and start glowing purple from the eyes and start having weird purple sigils start to form around me as I cast a hex
And
on
what
the
does
Yes.
your
robo
My
beast.
friend!
and what does your hex do?
My hex will, well, let's find out. There are a range of different options depending on how well I roll. 8, 9, 10. So I get hold 2 on the hex. So I am going to slow the target, meaning that any clash actions gain +1 against it. And I'm going to hex it directly by bursting some of its fuses, causing 1 damage to it as well.
I love it. So
Yeah.
it goes to reach for you, you watch as like all of a sudden it starts moving in slower motion, and this smile on her face just like slows to a crawl as it gets wider and wider and wider, and her hand almost like stops in midair. And all of a sudden that purple magic that emanates from your eyes surrounds her a little bit, and you kind of like take a little a float back, and you gesture away, and Halo, you kind of like see this and are like, and you move away from the window you're at, and all of a sudden this robo lunch lady gets flung across the room and collides into the window and is like hanging half out of the science floor window now.
Jesus! We gotta go!
Halo, do you like do anything? Do you try to like throw her the rest of the way out the window? Do you just
no,
grab everybody and
we
run?
need to get to the gym. We had a plan. I'm not smart enough to think on the fly.
We could try to slow her down even more, so we
I
can get some more time to get to the gym.
Would you like to try so, Hope?
Maybe so.
How would you like to try to slow down any pursuing robo lunch ladies?
Well, I can only use my powers of hope. so so hopefully, no pun intended, I can kind of she's already struggling, so I can try to use my beacon of hope to slow down the process of her getting back up, I guess. Because I can't really throw her off, but I can, I guess psychologically I can throw her off.
Okay. Okay.
If you blind her
Um,
enough and she goes like that, she'll fall.
So I will say
That's
that this is
true.
a clash roll, but you're using your mystical powers as opposed to physical. However, the hex still applies, so you actually get an extra +1 to this roll. Because Jenny Shade properly hexed our robo lunch lady here.
Okay, perfect. So I got an 8. You said plus 1?
Mystical.
Oh, well, -1 on my end. So yeah, that's a 7 then.
A 7, and then you do get your extra +1 from you helping out, and an extra +1 from the hex.
Oh, okay, then that's a 9.
Yeah,
I
so it'd
think.
be 8 -1 7 +2 9.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Nice.
as you kind of like run over and kind of like put yourself between Halo and the others, as Fiona is kind of like carefully grabbing onto the vial and heading out with Jenny. You let loose that blinding light once more, and you actually watch whenever you do so. You watch as it almost flashes, and the robot exoskeleton is like thrust out the window and like out into the courtyard below. And the one lunch lady that was like left trapped inside kind of like comes to for a second and almost like stumbles backwards, and you watch actual Gretchen kind of like runs up and grabs on her and says, "Don't worry, I protect my girls." And actual Gretchen kind of like grabs onto her and says, "Don't worry, we'll get our others. Don't worry, we're here." Um, she says, "You all go. I have no idea what's going on, but suddenly I feel completely in trust of a group of kids in outfit. I don't know what's going on. You go." And so actual Gretchen kind of like helps the other lunch lady to like get away. And so you have saved another one of the lunch ladies. And you all very quickly make your way to the gymnasium. And as you do, you kind of like arrive outside the entrance to the gym, and it's been completely taken over by the black and white. And as you head inside, you actually see in the stands a number of like the PE student kids that are all kind of like held there, and you can see on either side of them are the other two Robo lunch ladies that are kind of like keeping watch over the children, and Robo Gretchen is across the way in full spider form, just standing underneath the underneath like the basketball goal, and just kind of like stares over. He says, "Well, children, it's time for the pep rally."
Ugh.
I hate it.
Oh, that's so bad.
Robo Gretchen, can you catch?
She kind of looks over and she says, "I don't know. Can you?"
You're about to catch these hats.
Jenny coming in with the sick burns.
You actually hear a number of the kids in the stands like, "Yeah," giving snaps to it, and immediately the other two Robo Lunch ladies turn and they like stop and they're like, so, Rock Club, how would you like to confront Robo Gretchen and her 2 remaining minions? You have the group of students trapped by the 2 Robo Lunch Ladies that have like normal lunch ladies trapped inside of them. And then the head Robo Gretchen at the other end of the gymnasium.
Is there a way we could get the students out somehow?
We'll have to get past the junior robos.
But I wonder if we take the head robo down, what happens to the lesser robos?
Plus, it'd be nice to have an audience.
You're not wrong there.
I wonder if I can see if I can figure out like how to best administer or like while I was running, if I could think of the best way to administer this milk stuff. Could I do an investigative roll again?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let's see. That was an 8.
8 total.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to either like get her to ingest it or find some way to get it into her robot system so that it mixes with the magic robo milk that is working her systems in order to kind of like act as like a counteracting agent.
Okay, so I'm like, we need to get this into her system somehow. Like, if we can get like her mouth open or something, and like,
I can laser holes in the things.
yeah. Okay. That way, the tainted milk can also spill out. Maybe, which would also decrease her power.
That sounds like a win-win.
My shadows are physical. They actually manifest. We can hold
so
her
you're
arms
saying-
back.
Light and
I was
shadow.
thinking of
Ooh.
sending the shadows to go close to her mouth and not being the ones who actually go close to the holes. But I guess that would also work to have the shadows restrain.
If we restrain her with shadows, laser holes in the tank, and blind her with beacons while we're doing it, then you could administer
That
the
sounds like
anti-milk.
That sounds like a really good idea, because also when we use coordination, my advice and tactical skills benefit everyone, and when we call for a team attack, if we all attack together, you can choose to roll plus mental instead, which is helpful for me because I am not a physical person.
Cool.
Okay. So, with that in mind, it sounds like everybody is using their powers in order to achieve this. So, let's have everybody individually make a different roll. So you can either, if you're using your powers, you can use, now you would be able to use physical, mystical, or mental, thanks to Theona's tactician ability of your choice when using those powers. So you can decide how you want to roll. And then based on everybody's results, we'll see where we end up.
Cool.
Okay. Well, let me mystical the shadows first. I'm going to call the shadows out of the top of the gym to sort of reach down and grab her spidery arms and pull them up out of the way to expose the remnants of the
tank.
Polka dot frock and the tank. So that's a mystical 9.
Ooh.
Perfect. So that
which gets
you
me
one...
a single hold. Oh no, that's hex. That's not a hold. That's,
and it
this
does
is my
get you
manifest
a
shadows.
single power point as well.
Nice.
Excellente. So yes, I will summon down some shadows to grab her by the arms.
Perfect. So those latch on, and you can see the four healed legs are like scrambling to try to maintain balance as her arms are lifted up into the air. That brings us to Halo.
So while Jenny is summoning the shadows, Halo's just rubbing the two little brain cells they got together and just, I got it! Primetime laser!
Primetime
Prime
laser.
time laser.
I'm living. Go ahead and give me your roll. Like, is it physical, mystical, or
Oh, that's
mental?
mystical.
Perfect.
10!
There we
Ah!
go.
Finally!
That earns you another PowerPoint as your crystal you hold up the crystal, and before it was one single beam, it almost ends up looking almost like a Gatling gun of light as your crystal kind of like rotates around, and each of the different little prisms of it get hit with light, and boom, and just like it starts like shining through, and you watch as the beautiful like old school Stepford housewife frock that she's wearing is just littered now with actual like holes of light, and you can see exposed in the like robotic chest is like you see the series of wires that have all of the milk being run to the different parts of the robot body. Hope, we are to you.
Well, I will then run at them, and because I have to be close to them to use the beacon of hope. And I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6, so you get up close, and you get a PowerPoint, but it's not enough, and you see Robo Gretchen actually struggling against the against the shadows, and you watch as one of the healed legs goes up and is going to try to kick you away.
No.
Fiona, if you would like, since you are kind of like charging up there to get ready to like pour the anti-milk in, you can try to aid Hope and help protect them from the attack, or you can use that as like an opening on an advantage. So you can either give Hope a +1 to their defense to defend against this attack, or you can get a +1 to your attempt to try to pour the milk in.
Oh, it feels like the trolley problem.
Oh.
You know, that old school like logical problem of a trolley where you have to either attack a robot lunch lady or save your friend from being attacked by a robot lunch lady. That
Either attack the robot lunch lady and save not only my friend but all of my classmates and fellow students. Oh, I think
Don't
I'm
worry
gonna have
about
to,
me.
I think I'm gonna go for the robo attack.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
So,
Yeah,
Robot Gretchen.
it doesn't feel good, but you know, strategically, I think that's the decision that feels right.
So go ahead and you get to roll mental because of your tactician ability.
Okay, so
Interested
that
parties dig
is
scars.
a 7 + 2 is a 9.
Okay. So as Robo Gretchen reaches up and delivers this really hard kick in the chest to Hope with that white pumped heel, you are gonna take a point of damage. Hope, as you kind of like get like Sparta kicked away by a robot lunch lady. But you actually watch as Fiona basically is like vaulting over you from behind as Robo Lunch Lady is like screeching out in this like very robotic voice, and you just manage to like shove the vial into her open mouth and deliver a little bit of an uppercut and cause her mouth to crunch down on the vial. and you you stop down on the floor, and you watch as she goes like she's gonna rear up to kick you again. Hope kind of like just getting back to their feet, and the robot lunch lady stops and starts like sputtering and like moving, and you watch as that you can see the exposed like pathways that the milk is going to like power her body. You watch as it's starting to turn almost this like reddish tint and then black as the anti-milk is making its way through her system, and she starts like turning and convulsing, and her head is like now like ratcheting as it turns completely around because it's still doing the like 360 turn, but it's like uneven now. And slowly her body turns back to just normal robo lunch lady. But you see the exposed sensors in her hands are still visible, and they kind of like pulse for a second, and then and using the 8 PowerPoints that you all have accumulated, you watch as Robo Gretchen collapses to the ground, and is kind of like slowly sputtering. You watch the exoskeletons of the other Robo Lunch Ladies slowly collapse away, revealing their normal selves underneath. And from like out in the hallway, you can see the black and white corruption starts like slowly turning back, making its way back towards like Robo Gretchen. As you do, though, the 4 of you kind of like stand there in your transformed selves, like over the body of Robo Gretchen, and slowly her chest opens up and a small little computer screen pops out, and it has a bit of a like static to it before an image of a very darkly lit, almost that instance where there's like one drop down light at a table and you just see shadows of people in the light. You see them kind of like sitting there, and you hear heavily like voice augmented voices let out and say, "This was only the beginning. Don't worry. We'll always be here, always watching, always waiting, and always funding." And you see the nameplate at the front of it says school board, and all of a sudden you watch one long finger reach over and tip it over, and as it tips over, where school was is like kind of like heavily crossed out, and in big red letters it says cruel board. And the screen turns to like static once more and then goes black.
So I guess they won't let us. They're not going to do anything with the petition.
It's a really good idea too.
Yeah, it was.
Well, we should probably like all the kids are like cool and everything, like everybody's all right.
You all look.
Yeah, Hope, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I've fallen multiple times this week alone. I'm fine.
You all look back, and all of the kids in the stands like stand up and start like hooping and hollering like, "Yes! Let's go! Come on!"
Like Halo will do like a little like curtsy. Like
One of them runs up. You notice it's like the head cheerleader. I'm gonna give her the name of Lauren. Lauren sounds like a very head cheerleader name. Lauren runs up and is just like, "That was amazing. Y'all are so do y'all have a group name?"
club.
Hell yeah! She turns back and she goes, "Everybody, let's hear it for the Rock Club! Woo!" woo! And like she pulls up pom poms. I don't know where she got them, but now she has pom poms. She starts leading all of the cheerleaders in like a faux like rock club cheer. At one point, the principal walks in. He looks around. He's like, "What are all of you doing here? The extra lunchtime doesn't start for another hour. Get back to class. What are you all doing?"
We're just trying to like improve school spirit. Sorry, goodbye.
As you walk by, the principal looks around. Is like, "Kids these days wear really colorful outfits to school. I wish I was that bold when I was younger." And as they go, they kind of like stop for a second. They're like, "Oh, Jenny, I really liked your piece in the school paper. Keep up the good work, miss." And the principal kind of like just like stops and turns.
Iconic.
You guys, how do we turn back?
I don't know, but I was gonna suggest doing it maybe in the locker rooms where nobody will see.
Do we have to? I kind of like the outfit.
Hero kind of looks up and says, "It's probably best. You don't want to accidentally what was the catchphrase you came up with? Primetime laser. You don't want to accidentally primetime laser somebody in the middle of like eating normal lunch."
Yeah.
That's fair. I guess I should.
I guess when the need arises, we will rock you.
We will rock us.
We're gonna rock the bad guys.
Chat, that's worth at least a $5 donation. That's all I'm saying. Like
Truly.
that line is iconic. So I'm just saying. So y'all head into the locker room and you like transform back to your everyday identities. And you have your rocks with you. Hero kind of looks up and says, This was an exciting day.
Happy hump day, I guess.
It is hump day. It says, "Well, I'll continue staying in touch. You're the only ones that can see me like this, thanks to the rocks. So, hey."
If you can make yourself look like a normal cat, I can take you home. I've been threatening to bring like home an animal for like forever, so no one's gonna care.
Normal humans just see me as just like a cat.
Oh, cool. So yeah, you can come home with me. That way you don't have to like wander around when all this weird stuff is
Oh,
happening.
that would be really great. I would really love. I'm gonna make a home base if that's fine. I'll probably work on your garage a little bit. It'll be okay. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, that way you guys can come over and we can study because we're the rock club and we can figure out what all this is.
Yeah, we can
Sounds perfect.
study the future science in these rocks. Because it's not magic.
Yeah,
there has
like
to be an
space
answer.
stuff.
It's yeah.
It's robotics. It's science.
Mhm.
There's biology.
And
No.
You're just saying science words now, aren't you?
you're just saying words. You're just saying sounds. Like
They sound good to me. I don't know.
Hiro kind of looks around and goes, "Plus, whatever the cruel board is." Also, I don't want to say this, but that's a really cool name, right?
Don't give them that.
I
Thoughts.
I don't know if they can hear me. It's just like that's awesome. Like a
They're
group
always
of
watching, always waiting.
supervillains. Come on.
Cruel board.
I thought it was camp for sure.
I mean it definitely is. I mean, there's gotta be
The
Right?
drama.
the drama of it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
The
these are guys.
reveal.
They got beat up at school, didn't they?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not so
Yeah.
different from us.
Ooh, too deep. Too deep.
Too deep.
Reeling it back.
like
Yeah.
8 to a 4.
Yeah.
8 to a 4.
They went down the other side of that trolley problem.
Yep. They
So-
saved their friend instead.
So y'all head back and 100% get pizza for lunch. Uh, uh,
Hooray for Pizza
the
Day!
principal got really confused whenever he arrived at the cafeteria and like a large banquet wasn't prepared. He was like, I was told by the school board that okay, I guess I'm ordering pizza for the kids, and so just like ordered an obscene amount of pizza, charged it all to the school board, uh, and so the four
That's
of
the real
you
revenge.
the four of you and Hero are all like sitting at one of the tables, kind of like sharing a pie. And the camera pulls back, and we see like a scratchy, staticky image of the four of you sitting there. And there's a another voice modification voice that comes up. It's just like, "Don't worry, we'll see you in the sequel." And then a big flash of a logo of the Rock Club hits the screen. And we end our magical transforming heroes session of the
Oh,
Rock
nice.
Club playing Glitter Hearts.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
that was so
Oh,
fun.
that was so much fun. Thank you.
Cheers, y'all! I hope you had a really fun time. This is one of my favorite games to play. It's super silly and super entertaining. And I absolutely loved all of the amazing creativity that each of you brought for your characters into this world. Um, this was such an amazing time. Thank you to everybody who helped donate today. We raised another over $150, hitting us to $810. And if you would like, we still have a little bit of time. Donate. I cannot spell today. Donate. If you would like to donate, the link is there. We are pushing towards $1,000. We will be back tomorrow. I'll tell you a little bit more about that shortly. But let's go ahead and give some time to our fabulous players to once again tell you about themselves, where you can find them, and give some amazing support to them as well. Project Ruby, we'll start with you.
Ooh, yes. When I'm not being chaotic here, I'm being chaotic on my channel at Project Ruby. I do a variety of things from retro games, indie games, triple A's, a little bit of everything. I also like to podcast. And I'll also be back tomorrow over here for more Turf Wars round 2.
I cannot wait. And I believe tomorrow is one of the times I actually get to be a player alongside you. I'm so excited.
Nice.
Yes.
Next up, we have Bookish Reader.
Hi, my name is Bookish. You go by a Bookish Reader here on Twitch and on Twitter. I'm currently playing predominantly Animal Crossing, but we play mostly cozy games, games with good story, scary games, just a little bit of everything. Yeah. And I'll be back on the 20th.
Yes. Next up, we have Neon Saline.
Everyone, I am Scout Savage, also known as Neon Saline. I am coming to you from the rad future over at twitch.tv/neonsaline.com. I am a variety streamer. I play a whole bunch of stuff, mostly depends on my mood. I've been working through Mass Effect, but also Prey, but also Breath of the Wild, and usually Dead Cells. So it's a grab bag where we come from. And I am also going to be back tomorrow for tomorrow's D&D game, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, and I'll be doing that.
Perfect. And then we have World Builder 101.
Hello, thank you. I'm Ben. I come from Garblag Games, which is a little streaming quartet out of the UK. We run loads and loads of TTRPGs. We run everything except D&D. Sometimes it feels like. So we like to try small games, indie games, big games, medium-sized games. I'm a freelance writer and game developer. My game, Descendants of Darkness, is coming out imminently. It was kickstarted back in February. Just putting the finishing touches on it now, which is super cool. And I'm both excited and nervous about that. And I will be back on Monday to run a session of Monster of the Week.
Cool.
Is it exciting?
I am very excited for Monster of the Week. It's going to be my first time playing this system, and I cannot wait to get to experience it. thank each of you so much for coming on and having some fun and rolling some dice and being very, very silly today. I had such a fun time with the Rock Club. This was so incredibly entertaining. And thank you to every single person who followed, who donated. We raised over $150 today alone for this session, bringing our total so far up to $810. We are so close to hitting our next goal of $1,000 raised for the Stonewall Community Foundation. They are an incredible nonprofit organization that is dedicated to serving the LGBTQIA2+ community, with almost 60% of their grants serving the trans community specifically. Some absolutely incredible work that they do. And we have an overall goal for the Turf Wars series here to raise $5,000 for them. So we are going to push, and we are going to push hard. And the fact that you all have raised over $800 before the end of the first session is amazing. We have after this session, we will have 8 more games, and we even have a panel discussion next Saturday on gender diversity in gaming, both tabletop focused and some video game focused, since we are here on Twitch and can speak to those experiences ourselves. But thank you all so much. Please help spread the word, help share everything. With all of your help, we have raised so much money so far, and this is only just the beginning. Thank you so much to absolutely everybody. I am going to go ahead and put us into our starting soon screen so you can see the lineup of everybody as I figure out somebody wonderful for us to raid on over and continue spreading the love here. But thank you all so much. This has been such an incredibly fun day. And we will be back tomorrow with a game of Dungeons and Dragons. So thank you all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.